LR, the liberal redneck here, confused as to why President Biden's amazing success is not getting the credit he so richly deserves. He took office in the midst of the worst pandemic since the Spanish influenza of 1918 that had been grossly mismanaged by his predecessor, and managed to bring it under control and save thousands of lives without bleach, ultraviolet light, or horse dewormer. Yet in spite of this, his predecessor, directly responsible for hundreds of thousands of dead Americans because of the way he dealt with the pandemic, leads President Biden in several highly questionable polls in the race for president in 2024. Unlike his predecessor, President Biden never whines or complains. He just wakes up every day and does his job with honor, character, and competence. The facts verify this. He is responsible for creating 14 million new jobs. His predecessor lost 3 million jobs. He has created 815,000 manufacturing jobs by investing $7.7 billion in the U.S. offshore wind industry, $500 billion in private sector manufacturing and clean energy that created 142,000 new jobs for electricians, mechanics, construction workers, technicians, and support staff, and $3.5 billion in 18 offshore wind shipbuilding projects across 12 manufacturing facilities and 13 ports. His predecessor lost 154,000 manufacturing jobs. He has reduced the unemployment rate to 3.8%. His predecessor left office with an unemployment rate of 6.8%. He has created the most diverse and inclusive administration in the history of our nation. He picked a black woman as his vice president. He appointed a black woman to our Supreme Court. His Secretary of Defense is a black man. His Secretary of the Interior is a Native American woman. His Secretary of Transportation is a gay man. His Secretary of Labor is an Asian American woman. His Secretary of Housing and Urban Development is a black woman. His Administrator of the Environmental Protection Agency is a black man. His Director of the Office of Budget and Management is a black woman. His United States Trade Representative is an Asian American woman. His United States Ambassador to the United Nations is a black woman. Under his predecessor in 2020, the federal deficit was $3.13 trillion. By 2022, President Biden had reduced the deficit to $1.38 trillion. His accomplishments are legendary. His predecessor's accomplishments, on the other hand, are disgusting. He is a convicted rapist and tax fraud. He stole secret government documents and lied about it. He tried in a multitude of schemes to steal the 2020 election. He says veterans are suckers. He pays prostitutes for sex and lies about it. He took nepotism to new levels that allowed his children to fleece billions from foreign governments for under-the-table favors. He cheated on every one of his 3 wives and lied about it. He does not have a single redeeming factor. He plans to remain president for life if he manages to win re-election and lies about it. There's no doubt he is guilty of treason and deserves the harshest penalty. President Joe Biden is a national treasure. He will save America. His predecessor is merely a two-bit crook lately showing increasing signs of dementia. He will destroy America if given a second chance. Thanks for listening, and remember, always vote blue.